What if I told you that the greatest adventure of the 21st century is happening right now, this very second, without ever leaving home? Sounds like a crazy person's rant, right? Hold on, don't switch the channel. Just think back. When was the last time you canceled plans with friends with genuine joy just to stay home? And there it is, that sweet feeling of relief when you finally close the front door behind you. Click, phone on silent, favorite playlist in your headphones, and there it is, your own personal, untouchable paradise. If you know this feeling all too well, then know this, you are not alone, not at all. Picture this, 1 in 3 Gen Zers today would unhesitatingly choose a cozy night at home over any, even the coldest party. And these aren't just numbers from a boring report. No, this is our new reality. So why? Why are we increasingly choosing 4 familiar walls over the huge opportunity-filled world outside? What's wrong with us? Or is everything right? To solve this mystery, let's invite ourselves into the homes of the new hermits. Let's see how they live. For example, here is Max. Meet him. He's a forced homebody, a classic of the genre. A couple of years ago, his company switched to remote work, and Max never went back to the office. At first, it was awesome. You can sleep until noon, work in your pajamas, saving a lot of time. But gradually, his huge world shrank to the size of a laptop screen. Friends call him to hang out, but he has a deadline as luck would have it. Then another one, and then the phone just stopped ringing. A familiar story, right? And here's Lena's story. She is a 100% classic introvert. For her, any communication is like weightlifting. It's interesting and useful, but afterward, all the muscles ache. Only in her case, it's her soul that hurts. Imagine that each of us has a social battery inside. Well, Lena's battery drains to 0 in just a couple of hours in a noisy, unfamiliar company. And the only way to recharge it is to retreat into her cave, to be in absolute silence, alone with herself. Her home is not just an apartment. It is her personal, vital charging station. But wait, there are others. The picture would be incomplete without them. For example, the creative recluses. All of these are amazing people. For them, home is not just 4 walls, but a whole world. It is a canvas, a music studio, and a writer's office. It is in this blessed silence, far from the hustle and bustle, that brilliant ideas, music that moves you to tears, and projects that change the world are born. The noise of the outside world is just a hindrance to them. And then there are the antisocial extroverts. Yes, you heard me right, they exist too. They love to chat, joke, share news, but they can't stand crowds. It's much easier and more pleasant for them to gather 2 or 3 close friends in their kitchen for a cup of tea, or hang out with a loyal team in an online game all night long. And so you look at all this and think, what's so bad about it? My home is my fortress, a place of strength, recovery, and security. But what if, one day, this impregnable fortress, unnoticed by you, turns into a prison? Where is that invisible, thin line where cozy, warm solitude becomes cold, sticky, and dangerous isolation? Imagine for a second that your room is a cozy cocoon. It's so warm, so soft, and so safe in there. But if you bask in that cocoon for too long, you may never know what it's like to fly. You may never turn into a beautiful butterfly. Seriously, anxiety, apathy, panic attacks, and irrational fear of going outside are not just trendy words from the internet. These are real, scary companions of prolonged isolation. Your home is the perfect, powerful charger for your soul. But tell me, what happens if you don't unplug your phone from the outlet, ever? The battery will first overheat, and then it will simply fail. The same thing happens to our fragile psyche. But it's not all bad. There is a way out. And it's not about forcing yourself to love noisy parties and become the life of the party. No. It's about finding a balance, your own personal, comfortable balance. Try to introduce a 1 outing rule for yourself. It sounds serious, but in fact, it's simpler than simple. Just 15 minutes outside a day. Go for coffee, take a walk to the store, or just breathe some fresh air on the bench. It's elementary, but it really works. Create your own social rituals. For example, once a week, a mandatory video call with friends, and once a month, one but a real live meeting. Turn your home into the most interesting place on the planet. Have home adventures, sign up for online drawing courses, start a cooking blog, host a board game championship. So what's the bottom line? What if the massive desire of people to choose home is not an alarming symptom? Maybe it's not an escape from a harsh reality, but on the contrary, a bold step towards themselves. A global trend to create your own ideal world in which you will be comfortable and safe. To live a full, rich life, but according to your own rules, not imposed from the outside. And what do you think about this? Who are you in this new reality? A homebody by vocation or by sad circumstances? We are very interested in your opinion. Tell us your story in the comments.